So finally cooled off to the point where I could open the windows, but it's still pretty darn hot, and the neighbors are being noisy, and the wife ain't home, and I'm not tired yet. So here we are. I did do something interesting. I thought maybe I'd run a tutorial on how to do this for anybody who's interested. But I was looking at, well, first let's take a look at what it looked like out of the box. So I downloaded this. It's a BDOR armor from Curex. That's on his website. And I was using, it's in the complete collection. Meshes, and it's Soodad. So let's go to Soodad. Hey, what's up, Catter? You want to learn something? Fellow? Armor, we're looking for weapons. Okay, this is what this looked like out of the box. So you can see, here I'm going to make it full screen. I ended up cleaning up the textures was the first thing I did, because these textures were a little rough around the edges. You can see that the chains look a little rough. Textures look a little rough. Plus, what I found out about how they built this is if I look at the textures for this, this is all cube map. This is all cube map. This is all cube map. There is really no texture to this. The texture is almost pure white. So I'll show that to you just so you get an idea of how they made this so shiny. Am I streaming? Is this live? Yes, it's live, Jeff. I'm streaming. And we're doing a tutorial, so you want to learn. Remember I was telling you I was going to deal with this? Well, I fixed this, so I'm going to show you what I did. And the first thing that I noticed about this is that the texture was, I don't know, kind of low quality. So I went in and I cleaned up the texture. Okay. So let's make this smaller. That's what the original looked like in the files. You can also see what the collision looked like, which is two boxes. And there is no blood mapping on this blade at all. So I added blood mapping to it too. And I'll show you guys how to do all that. So that's what we're doing today. We're just doing a little tutorial. So I'm going to open another window next to this one. And this is the way you're actually going to do things. You're going to copy paste from one window into the other in NifScope. And that's the way a lot of things are done. So what we're going to do here is we're going to open a file that's actually from the game. So this is games. Steam apps, common. Concept of blood mapping, I'll show you. The concept is that it's basically a hidden texture that's on the weapon, and when you hit something, it shows up. So it's an initially hidden texture. That's the idea. Well, the blood's already on the weapon, it's just invisible. And when it gets hit, then you see it. So here we want to go to BDOR, and we're going to go to Shoodad, and we're going to go to weapon, and we're going to pull up the same spear. Okay. What's up, Skyrim modder? Beef loved. Okay, so this is what I did to it. And I think the first thing we're going to do, let's get rid of this little box here is collision. So we turn off the collision there. We'll turn off the collision here. Okay, this is blood mapping. So we're going to turn off the blood mapping. So the first thing that you can see that I did was I really messed with, I gave it better cube maps. And I cleaned up the texture. So if we look at that and we look at this, you can see that this is, I don't know, it looks like it was pencil drawn. So the first thing I did was I went and I cleaned up the texture to make it a little higher resolution. And then the second thing I did was I changed the cube maps to something I liked better. So let's look at both of these side by side. And there's actually two NI shapes here. And that's the way they broke it up. They're both under this NI node. So if you look here, there is Shoodad and Shoodad Gold. Okay. And so they broke this into two different parts. If we're looking at Shoodad Gold, that this is, right? Let's change the shader property and let's change this environment map to something like, I don't know, 5. We'll make it really bright. And you can see that that is just the golden parts, right? What am I doing? I'm doing a tutorial. I cleaned up this thing and I'm going to show people how to do it. So I didn't really like let's take a look at both of these. I wanted to keep the kind of texture that's here without overblowing it, but wanted to make it brighter. So what I ended up doing was I changed the cube map. So let's see where this one is. That'll be down, it's not line 17 anymore. So let's find, that's the edge blood. That's scene root. Scene root. Okay, so both of those are scene root. It renamed them. But let's take a look at this. I have it 2. So let's see if that's the one. Let's change this to 5. That might be the edge blood. No, that's edge blood. And that's edge blood. Okay, so if I wanted to add edge blood to this, so this is what the edge blood is going to look like when it gets hit in game. So that texture is always there. It just shows up when you hit something. And it comes in, there's 2 different edge bloods. Guy who kept sending emojis of poop on your mod posts. The guy who kept sending emojis of poop on my mod posts. No, I have no idea who you're talking about. And it sounds like they have an issue. That they need to straighten some things out in their own life. I don't have time for that. Yeah, I do, but I have moved on. There, Catter, it just makes me a bit angry. The guy, all good, cat or nothing to worry about. Oh, you're talking about Skyrim modder. Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about them, modder. They have a problem in their own head. So just let it go. Don't they're looking for a reaction, so don't give them a reaction. Okay. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to make a copy of this mesh and add it over here as um, a blood mapping. So what I did was I pulled up another file. Well, first I need to convert this to Skyrim Legendary Edition. So let's go back into this and change this from 5 back to 2 so it's not so bright. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that somebody's giving you a hard time. It's always kind of rough to deal with. All right, so we're going to add blood mapping to this. This is the one that I already did it for. But the way we're going to do this is we need to convert this first off. So we're going to go into my play drive and my modding tools. And this is NIF Optimizer is what this is. And you can get that off of the Nexus. So we're going to go back into here. We're going to pull this file back out, which is, it's right here. So let's extract that to the desktop so we can work on it. There we go. Then we're going to open up this. We're going to drag and drop this in there. We're going to convert this backwards to Legendary Edition. And we're going to say optimize. Okay, so now that Spear is Legendary Edition, so we can get rid of this one, delete, that's Special Edition. And we can grab this Legendary Edition one and drag and drop it over there. The next thing that we're going to do let's see what we're going to do with this. Can we do it that way? Yeah, we can do it that way. Okay, so I'm going to open this. I'm going to open up something that has blood mapping. No, I don't want to save the changes. I want to go into meshes. I want to go into weapons. And I'm going to find something I know has blood mapping. So let's grab Orcrist. And that is Orcrist. And Orcrist has blood mapping. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of the scabbard. So we're just going to say block, remove branch, get rid of the scabbard. You can see it has blood mapping on the blade. That's the part that we want to deal with. We're going to turn off the collision so we can see it. And we're actually going to get rid of the model. Don't need it. Block, remove branch. So all that's really left is the blood mapping that was on that blade. Now it's not the right shape for this weapon, but we're going to make it the right shape. Okay? So we're going to grab that, and I made it the shape of the blade. So you can see I deleted some of the model, the handle part, because I didn't want it on the handle. This one I don't care. I'm going to have blood show up on the whole thing. Okay? So this actually says, if you look at this right here, it says edge blood. And there's two of them. This is edge blood 1, and this is edge blood. So we want to copy both of those. And these are BS tri-shape. So block, and we want to copy the whole branch. And then we want to block, paste the branch, and it puts it right there. And then we want to grab the other one. So that was one of them. This is the other one. Block, copy the branch, block, paste the branch. Okay, so it's line 25 and it's line 20. So we need to add both of those lines to our header, which is going to be here at the NI node. So you can see it has both the models, the Shootad and the Shootad Gold, which is this model and the golden part of that model, right? We're going to add two more to that NI node. So where it says 2 under number of children, we're going to double click and change that to 4. And then we're going to come to this little thing, click on that, and it's going to add 2 more lines down here. So are the 2 lines we need to add are 20 and 25, the BS tri-shapes for edge blood. So let's go back here, double click it, type in 20, hit enter, double click it, type in 25, hit enter. Okay, so now both of the edge bloods and both of the models are part of this NI node, which is part of the BS fade node. So if you look at the scene root BS fade node, it has collision and it has the scene root, which is 11, which is our NI node. So if you follow it from base node to NI node has these 4 things, 2 edge bloods and the 2 models. Okay, now we're going to deal with changing the mesh basically for collision. So we're going to get rid of this funky box, double box, and we're going to give it better collision. So that's the next thing we're going to do. So we're looking at this box shape and this box shape. And if we look at the fade node up here, it has line 10 as the collision object. So if we look at line 10, it'll tell us that it's referencing 9, the rigid body. So it's a Skyland weapon. And that's all it's really telling us about it. So let's pick, this is the full model. We're going to right click on it. We're going to go to Havoc and we're going to create a convex shape. And you don't have to change anything here. You can change this bottom number if you want it to be more accurate. Drink a Monster Energy drink now and stay up all night? It's up to you. I actually am going to go on a hike tomorrow, so I'm not going to be up for too long. Okay, so we created a hull, 13 vertices, 14 normals by doing that. And you can see it here. And it's under line 29. So if we come back up here to our fade node, and instead of linking line 10, we're going to double click on it and link line 29, the new collision we just made. So we can go back to line 10, block, remove branch. Okay, because we don't need that. And that got rid of the box shapes. Okay. Also, this invis marker, it was too big in the menu. So we wanted to make it smaller in the menu. So this is at 2.2. We're going to change that to maybe 1.2. And right now it's vertical. So Z rotation, no. Y rotation, yes. Let's change this number to 2. Okay. So we just changed its rotation in the menu. Now this is still red. We want it to be yellow. So we have to look at, okay, it says it doesn't have any material here. So we're going to give it a material. We need to tell it what it's made out of. And it's a weapon, right? So we're going to look for water, blade, one-handed. And then when we save that, collision object, scene root, rigid body. So it's referencing 4, which is our NI node. Collision objects 23. And the rigid body is 24. It says it's a static, so we'll change that to weapon. Now it's yellow. That's the color it should be. All right, Flower Petzer, how you doing? So we just changed the collision to better fit this weapon shape, all within NIF scope. We didn't have to do anything in a modeling program. It basically created this yellow box shape around this weapon that fits it almost perfectly. And that's all done by right click and havoc and having it create the shape. But you have to tell it what it is, right? So we had to tell it was a weapon. And we had to tell it was made out of metal rather than stone or ice or whatever, okay? So you have to tell the game, okay, what is it made out of? Because all of that information is kept in the NIF, okay? Hello. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add blood mapping. We don't have any blood mapping on this blade yet. Actually, we added this blood mapping, right? But it's the wrong shape. So if we get rid of this, you can see it's the blade is there. This blade is here. But we need to make this fit this weapon, okay? And we're going to do that by doing the little copy paste magic. But we can't do it. Okay, thanks for the sub. I'm just playing and doing a little tutorial on how to do this for people. Because I did this earlier today and I'm just doing it again, making a tutorial so people know how to do it. So we've added the blood mapping here, but it's the wrong shape. We need to convert this, so let's get rid of this. Delete. We are going to save this to our desktop as that spear. Link 22 points to the wrong block type. So let's go to link 22. Where is it pointing? Ceramic, basket, unknown, stairs, water, unknown, material, blade, one hand, metal. Oh, axe. We want material axe, one hand. That was the problem. Okay, so let's sanitize, reorder the blocks, spell, sanitize. Let's check the links. So link 0 points to the wrong block type. So it'll tell you where the problems are. Okay, so that's convex vertices shape. We're not linked correctly. That's our collision object. Why aren't we linked correctly? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm trying to do. But I'm having a problem here that my collision is not linked to the correct thing. So we are going to block, remove that branch, and we're going to redo the collision on this. So that means to me I grabbed the wrong one. I needed to grab, that's edge blood, that's edge blood, that's shootad. Havoc, convex shape. Okay. Okay, so it's 24. So that says it's looking at 6. We want it to look at 24. Block, remove that. Oh, I guess it already set up that. Havoc, create, okay, okay. Spells, sanitize, reorder blocks. We need to look at this. And we need to tell it what it's made out of. So we're going through all this again because I linked it wrong. But yeah, it'll let you know if it's linked wrong. It won't let you save it. And we're looking for bows, staves. We're looking for the one that says axe. That says blade. That says axe. Okay. And now we want to follow that and change this to weapon. There it is. Okay, now it's the correct color. Sweet. Let's see if that will actually save correctly. Sanitize. Reorder blocks. Yay. Will it save? Save as that. Yes, I want to replace it. Yay, we got it. Can you fight Mirek with that? Yeah, you sure can. It's actually a pretty good weapon. All right. So now we need to make that the correct, where is it at? That's the wrong one. Play drive, that is BS Tri-Shapes. So we need to change that to SLE format. So again, I'm going back to NIF Optimizer. Let's get rid of this. Delete, yes. Grab this, dump it in there. Optimizer, change it to LE format, optimize. Delete that, yes. Grab this, copy it, paste it there. Okay, now we have one there and we have one on the desktop. So we're going to load the one that's on the desktop, open. This is our desktop. And since it's not in my LE game, it's already a mod. You can already get it. I'm just showing you how to clean it up. All right. And then in this other window, we're actually going to load the exact same model, but we're going to grab it from a different location so that it doesn't get confused. So this one we grab from our desktop. This one we're going to grab. No, I don't want to save that. Do we have... Oh, okay. Play drive, modding tools, needed tools, that one. Okay, cool. So do we have in this edge blood? Yes, we do. You can see it's green right there, but we need to make that this shape. So we're going to grab this shape from here, not that one, that. This is gold, so we want just shoodad. And we're going to grab the NI-tri-shape data, and we're going to block copy the NI-tri-shape data. And then we're going to go into, there's two edge bloods that are over here, right? This is edge blood. So we're going to go into the NI-tri-shape data, right click, block, paste over. Now you can see that it matches the shape. What level am I on Skyrim? Well, I play on Master difficulty, and I'm level 44, my current character. But that's irrelevant for what we're doing. Edge blood, NI-tri-shape data, block, paste over. So now you can see both of them actually match the shape, but they're not lined up exactly where they need to be. So we're going to come back into the NI-tri-shape. We're going to come into transform, edit, and we're going to look at, okay, this Y value is at 1. It should be at 0. Now it lines up. And we're going to change this value. No, we don't want it to be at 2. How about 1.0002? Accept. Okay, and the other one isn't in the right place either. So we're going to come to the other edge blood, and we're going to go to transform, edit, and this is also at 1, and it should be at 0. And we're going to change this to 2. So we're making it slightly bigger. All right, so that's the start of our blood mapping. Now we need to do it again for the other two. Not mirror, I'm using voice thing. Okay, cool, whatever. Not sure what that means, but okay. We're pretty well aligned, but I think our other mesh is slightly bigger. So this would be this one. So we're going to add 2 more edge bloods. So we need to change this number of children to 6. And we're going to do that. That gave us 2 more lines. We are going to grab this same block, copy, block. We're going to paste these in there. Paste. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Block, remove. Okay, I actually need to copy this branch That's edge blood. This is edge blood 1. So we're going to block copy branch, block paste branch. And then we're going to come to the other one, which is edge blood underscore 1, block copy branch, block paste branch. So that's line 35 and line 29. 29 and 35. So let's come back to our NI node, add 29, oops, 29, and then we're going to add 35. Okay, so we've added both of those there. Now those, again, are the wrong shape. So if we go to 29, actually they're the right shape. But we need to link those to our other color and combine those two together. Okay, so I'm trying to say is the spirit that you're making there right now. Okay, it's pink because I'm working on it in LE format. No, they split this model into two. Shoot add and shoot add gold. You'll see in a minute. Let's get rid of those other two. NI node, we're going to get rid of this and get rid of that. I don't think we need those. And then we're going to change this to 4 and update that. Okay, so 29 block remove branch and 35, well, it's going to be 29 now. Block remove branch. I think we need to make it a little bit bigger so it actually shows. That's edge blood. That's edge blood. So let's go into transform, edit, and let's make this a little bit bigger. That may be too big. Well, if we run that right at the same exact size, it'll flicker. So we want it to be slightly bigger. And then we want this other one to be slightly bigger also. Because if you make them the exact same size as the model that's down below, no, I don't want to scale it. I want to transform it, edit. That should be good too, except that's not bad. I wish I could make that a little bigger. I want to know what that is right there. NI tri-shape, that's the gold one. Block, transform, edit. Why is that? So what I'm doing is I'm making it smaller so that the blood shows through. Just make it 990. No, not what I want to do. We're going to keep it at 1. Okay. And we do have collision on that is set correctly now. And we have blood mapping on that is set correctly now. We need to convert this back to, so we're done with this. We'll make this full screen so people can see it. We're going to file, we're going to save as to our desktop. Yes. We're going to reopen this and we're going to open up our desktop. We're going to get rid of that one. Delete. We're going to grab this one. We're going to convert it to SSE. So now that's our good one. This we're going to delete. And then we're going to drag and drop this one over here. And then we're going to open up the one that we converted. Open, desktop, that one. Now it should have the texture and the blood mapping and the better collision. So let's turn off the collision. We can see the blood mapping that's on the blade. That looks pretty good. And without the blood mapping, we can see the texture. And then what I ended up doing was I just modified type of armor do I have? Badass armor. So I came in here, I looked at the textures of this. Well, yeah, now it has better collision and it has blood mapping. So you'll get blood splatter on it when you hit something with it. But it's initially disabled, so it'll look like this until you hit something with it. Then you'll get the blood splatter. I'm actually wearing a BDOR armor right now, but I really like it. It's Hamshin is the name of it. So what I noticed about, let's look at the textures of this because this is really rather interesting. I didn't realize they did this. So we're going to go to our desktop, mod work in progress. We're going to come down here to BDOR. And it's the complete collection. And we're going to come to shoot at. Okay, those are the just, where am I at? Complete collection. These are just the cube maps. All right. Not where I want to look. So let's look actually in my game files. Steam, Steam apps, common, special edition, data, textures, BDOR, shoot add, and then we'll look under weapon. Okay, these are the textures we want to look at, the ones that say spear. This is the one I've already modified. But I'll show you what they did. So we'll grab that, we'll grab that, we'll grab that, we'll grab that. We're going to copy these. We're going to go to our desktop and we're going to paste them. This way we can take a look at them. Okay, the actual, this is the actual mesh or the actual texture that they're using for one of them. And you can see what they did here was everything's blanked off except for what they want to have the cube map. That's the texture. So there, it's all cube map. And if we look at the next texture, file, open, this is the second one. You can see it's the opposite. So this is the one that's gold. And all this, all right, so that's they broke it up like that. And then if we open the third one, which is this, M. So this is the specular map. And it's almost completely white. So I actually cleaned this specific texture up. And I resaved it. You can see it's a BC7. So I actually put a little bit of blur on it. And I cleaned it up so it wasn't so rough. And then let's take a look at the normal map for this. This will be how bumpy it is. And you can see that it's not very much on the normal map. If we add a layer to this, so we're going to say, let's change this. And that's our foreground. So we want a new layer. New layer. With our foreground color, not our background color, our foreground color. Say OK. And then we want to drag this below. So that's just a way that you can see the normal map. I put a black texture, a black layer below it so you could actually see it. That normal map looks okay. We're going to leave that alone. So I realize that it doesn't really have any colors. So the way to modify the color would be to change the cube map. So I have a bunch of cube maps that are from Humus, and you can get Humus cube maps on the Nexus. And they actually go in this slot here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth slot is where the cube maps go. And if you click on that little purple flower, you can navigate to where they are. And I've got them in my special edition folder, data textures, Humus cube maps. And we can change the cube map, and that'll change the color. So that one's pretty good. It's almost a copper color. Let's see if we try something like Coit Tower. That's like a silver with almost copper on half of it. All I'm doing is I'm changing the cube map. That's all I'm doing in the texture set. And these are cube maps that are available. So I like that one. And then we can make it brighter if we want. We go into the shader properties and come down to the environment map. And let's change it to like 3. And we can make it brighter. and more shiny. Or we can change it to something that's not as bright. So let's go to like 1.7. A cube map. A cube map is a texture that when stretched around a sphere has no seams. That's what a cube map is. So basically when you look at it and you're rotating around, I can show you what a cube map looks like. Let's open one up. So let's go, actually let's go here. Data. The best ones, like I said, are made by Humus. And I go to textures and I go to H, D, E, H. Where's Humus? There. Okay. So these are all the cube maps. All right. And blur 0 is going to be exactly that, blur 0. But let's open one of these up and I'll show you what the cube maps look like. So if you're looking at this, that's Humus made these. But when this is stretched around a cube, or excuse me, when it's stretched around a sphere, it will have no seams. So as the sphere rolls around, this golden color and the blue hues will show through on this sphere. That's this texture, that golden color that's there. That is the texture I put on it. So you'll be able to see when I roll around, that image is in there. And that's what we're doing. What's the mod called? This is called a tutorial. I'm teaching you. This won't be a mod. I did this for my own game. I'm just teaching people how to do it here. So pay attention. But let's go back to the texture set and we're going to change this to something. Well, I actually really like that one, but I want to make it a little bit brighter. So we're going to come down to the environment map here and we're going to change that to like 2.5. And we're going to make it a nice bright copper color. Nice and shiny. I like it. So now we're going to come to this one, which is we need that one, Shoedad. And then we want to go to our shader property there is 1.2. So we're going to make that like 1.7. We'll make that a little brighter. And then we're going to change the texture it's referencing to something like, oh, what would be a good one? St. Lazarus might be good. Kind of a golden, shiny. It's almost too shiny though, so let's make it a little less shiny. We're at 1.7, let's try 1.4. Okay, that's a little less shiny. I'll share it. But you're going to need the original mod because I'm just going to share the NIF. But it'll have this better collision and it'll have blood mapping and it'll have, you're going to need the Humus cube maps too. So I'll have to give you that also. And they're going to have to be in the same file structure that I have. So I'll have to package it up, but I can package it up. So let's go back to this. You can't have something that starts with S Steam. It has to start at textures. So you come in here and you'll have to truncate this right at textures. That way it'll work in everybody's game. Otherwise it'll only work in your game. Same thing here. Some of the modders forget to do this, and then people will download their mods and go, hey, it's showing up purple or pink in my game. It's because they didn't truncate that. Boy, if it's 2 a.m. there, did you drink a lot of coffee or are you like on amphetamines? Because man, you're typing like a million miles an hour. Anarcho sadist, okay. Good for you, Gigi. I'm digging that. Um, I'm trying to add blood mapping and I'm trying to fix the collision. Jeff knows what I'm doing. That's good enough. So we're going to spell. I also fix the size of it in the fact is here. I drank a lot of something. Okay, cool. Spell sanitize. Let's check the links. Everything seems to be good. Hey, M1, what's up? You're a meat popsicle? Oh my gosh. You guys are too much. You're too much. Let's see if there's any bogus nodes. No. Okay. So we like this. We're going to save as the spear on our desktop. And we're going to say yes, because I think it's done. I like it. So we're going to close that. We're going to close that. We're going to, okay, so I need this. Okay, so let's put together some files here. I can get rid of these. We don't need those. Delete. Yes. So we're going to go new folder data. Within the data folder, we're going to create two new folders. New folder meshes and new folder textures. Okay, so that's our file structure. And then within textures, I'm going to grab all of these humus cube maps and we're going to copy those and paste those in here. Paste. Okay. I also need to paste in here the you're going kind and can feel that something really big. Okay. I don't know what you're talking about. Frankly, don't really care. Um, so we're looking for BDO shoot ad. We're going to just copy the whole thing, paste it in there. Don't you push a boil in a pot of saying something. Okay, whatever. That has the modified M file and all the other files that are there. So that's in textures. Those are the ones we needed. Now we're going to go to data meshes, data meshes. Where's our meshes? There's our meshes. BDO shoot ad. Copy. Paste. And then we're going to go into that, into weapon, and we're going to replace this. This is the original. Oh, actually, no, this is, that's the first one that I made. I don't know, do you like this one better? Or do you like this one better? I actually like the first one better. So we're going to leave the first one in there. Okay, so the only other thing that we need along with this is complete collection. So data, BDOR, BDO. Actually, I'll tell you what, I'm just gonna package these up, let this overwrite. Yeah, the first one, right? This one. That's the one I have in my game. There's like some blue hues to it. The silver has like a blue. You can mod physics in the creation kit? No. Physics requires, you're rigging a mesh. You can't rig a mesh in the CK, right? But you can rig a mesh in Blender. So get Blender, learn Blender, and work in Blender. And then you'll be able to rig meshes. Same thing with like the bows that I made. They're rigged to a skeleton structure. Now physics meshes are actually rigged. Okay. So they need to be rigged to the bone structure. I like that one too. So that's what I'm going to send you, Jeff. And to anybody else, we're going to send you guys a link. We're going to add this to the archive, and we're going to say shoedad modifications SE. So the first thing I want to do is I want to go to here. And then I want to go to where is the complete collection? This one. This is the download link you're going to need. So you're going to get this and you're going to put this in your game first. Okay, if you don't already have it. That's what you're going to need. And then you're going to, let me grab this. I am going to upload a file. And it's only going to be here for 6 days, so you better grab it quick. Okay? And I'm not going to give it a password. This is going to take a minute. Just stopping by before bed. What temperature is it where you're at, Nico? Well, right now, well, it's starting to cool off. Right now, it's 78 degrees. And it's just past midnight. So it's almost cool enough I can go to sleep. This is going to take a minute to upload. Those cube maps are pretty big. Plus, I put in all the files for Sudad armor. So that's going to take a minute. But what we can do delete all of this stuff. Fire up the game and let's take a look at it in game while this is uploading, and then I'll go ahead and I'll post a link to it once it's done uploading. You're getting that Odin armor? Yeah. Hi, doggy. Hi, baby. Both of my doggies are laying here with me. Is it too hot for you to go to sleep too? You're wearing a fur coat that you can't take off. What are we going to call you? Call you El Perro Caliente. Camille, come here. El Perro Caliente, come here. Come here. Come here. Good girl. Say hi to the folks. You're such a good doggy. This is Angel. She's my squishy face. My shepherd. The other one is Harley. Harley's just snoozing behind me. Harley's older. 115. Yeah, where are you? You in Arizona? Yeah, you're a good doggy. Good doggy. All right, get down. I gotta work. Good dog. She's a spaz, but she's a good spaz. So we're going to have to beat something up with the spear and see what the blood mapping looks like in game. Should be good. But yeah, basically I was copying the blood mapping. It says YouTube is not receiving enough information. Is it compatible with Himbo? I have no idea. I have no idea. So is the stream lagging out? Oh no! Did it just crash? We have to try that again. That's no bueno. Game's like, you've been working me too hard, man. I just can't handle it. I can't do it. Face gen, anti-node skin, face gen, male eyes, wood elf, brown, bandit. Okay, I got no idea what's up with that noise. I'm gonna delete that snot. South Alabama. Yeah, that gets pretty warm there. Probably because I'm uploading a file and I'm trying to run a stream and, you know. And the game's going, I can't handle it, man. My computer's fucking, I can't handle it. What's the temperature? It's only 70 degrees Celsius. That's pretty hot though. But it shouldn't throttle until about 90. I think the T-junction max on the CPU is 100 Celsius. But it will throttle down at about 90, 95 C. So I try to keep it below 80 if I can. All right, hold on to your butts. We're going to try it again. Work with me, baby. Work with me. Cross your fingers. Cross your eyes. Tie your tongue in a knot. Whatever it takes. We're loading VRAM. Let's take a look. We're up at about 12 gigs worth of VRAM. 22 gigs worth of system RAM. And we are in a tent. So let's get up. There's our Raevyn. Is she having a wardrobe malfunction? Yes, she is.
Slow and steady.
We need to fix that. So let's pack this up. And let's go into items. Turn around, girl. There you go.
Nice and easy.
Yeah, now she got her wardrobe back. Okay, so this is what it looks like in game. What do you say we toggle fly cam around this a little bit and take a little closer look at it? Not bad. The chains look a lot higher resolution now. The chains that are wrapped around it. All right. Sorry, folks, but that's screenshot worthy right there. That's a good one. All right, toggle fly cam. All right, let's go find something to kill. I want to see blood mapping. Thinking there should be some banditos over here. Or a swindler's den. Oh yeah, there's one right there.
Hey.
Can knock your butt down.
All right.
Did we just kick him right through the door? Pretty much. Come on, come on. Come out and play.
You're dead! Dead!
You don't stand a chance. You can do better than that.
Victory is yours. I submit.
No escape now.
All right, and there, my friends, is some really nice blood mapping. Nice. So let's try, okay, this may be bad. It may crash the game, but we need to know. We have to drop this on the ground and see what the collision works like. Did it just fall through the ground? Yep, I think it did. Let's turn the grass off. I think that fell right through the ground. So there's a problem with the material on that. Let's turn the grass back on. Yeah, I got a problem with the material on it because it fell through the ground, which is not good. You want to be able to set it down. You don't want it to fall through the ground. So let's spawn another one. That would probably be here. Items, here, search, BDOR, and we're looking for a complete collection, and we're looking for Sudad. Shootad, spear. So this is what it looks like in the menu now. We could probably make it even smaller in the menu. It's a pretty decent size. Yeah, I don't know. I don't use Himbo, so I don't know. I would say give it a try. Well, it looks good in game. It works good in game. Blood mapping's good. I think the only problem we have is collision. So let's see if we can drop it and it not fall through the ground. Nope, fell right through the ground. So that's bad. So we need to work on the collision.
What do I do?
Other than that, though, the rest of it looks good. So let's quit out of here. Here's the file, Jeff. And anybody else that wants it. But we need to fix the collision. Right now, the collision will fall through the floor. So we're going to go into meshes and we're going to grab this weapon, the spear, and we're going to check this collision. And we need to know why that falls through the floor. So we're going to open another window, File, New Window. Make that smaller. Drag that over here. File, Open, something we know has good collision. So Games, Steam, Steam Apps, Common, Special Edition, Data, Meshes, Weapons, and I know that has good collision, but that's just a box. So that is a box shape with a rigid body. It says Skyrim weapon, collision object. Okay, so let's look at, we don't have a box shape. We have a convex shape. So that says blade, one hand. This is axe, one hand. The radius is Not bad. Unused float. Vertices property. So that has an unused float, so I don't know what that's all about. You know what we could do is we could add a box shape to this. I would rather make it so that it works. Grab the one that's there. I don't know if I can fix this. We're going to take a look at fixing this. So let's look at the rigid body here. And at the convex shape, Skyline weapon, 0 flags, world root info, broad phase entity, entity info, sample contact. Okay, so I have a number here, 65535. This is 0. So let's change that to 65535. Rigid body info. Skyline weapon. Response simple contact. Process contact. This one. 65535. 1, 5. We are system sphere stabilized. Some motion. Sphere stabilized. Solver deactivation, we want low. So I'm just matching this to something I know works. MO qual moving, that's fixed. Moving. And we are 3, no. Okay, that should be good. Save as. We're going to put it on our desktop. Save. Okay. Hold on to your butts. Because now we're going to drop it in here. Data, meshes, BDO, Sudad, weapon, spearniff. Replace it. Okay, so I'm just going, tell you what, I'm going to just extract this, say okay. And then we're going to come into this file, meshes, Sudad. So I'm going to get rid of everything here that's you're already going to have. If you download the file from the first link. So that's all redundant stuff. And we're going to copy and paste that in there. And then we're going to go to textures, and we're going to get rid of all of the redundant stuff here. So the only folder you really need is the one that says weapons. Because all the rest of those are for the armor. And then in weapons, you only need the ones that say spear. So you don't need the ones that say wings. You don't need the ones that say axe or bow. Cleaning house, baby. So now we have spear, 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 wings. Okay, so now we've got it down to just the basics that you're going to need to overwrite. Or in this data file. So we're going to just copy. Oh, we don't want to copy that. We want to 7-zip it, add it to archive, and we're going to name this something different. SHUDAD. The other one we called modifications. We're going to call this overwrite. If I could spell. Overwrite. Going to be a much smaller file. Hopefully. All right. Hold on to your butts. Did we drop that? Thought we did. Let's drop it in there again. Data. Or actually, you know what we can do is we can just do this. Ta-da! And then we can do this. While this is uploading. Hopefully that'll fix the collision issue. Should. But this is why we test things, right? This is why you go, okay, yeah, it looks great. All this looks great, you know, and let's see what it looks like in game. And then you go, okay, well, we need to drop it. And oh yeah, it fell right through the floor. Not good. You're like, womp, 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 womp. So yeah, tonight is tutorial night, I guess. It's too hot to sleep tutorial night. It's like 57% done. It's still working on it. The game's loading up in the background. All right. We'll watch that VRAM fill up. Cross your fingers. Stuff them up your nose. Well, that's optional. And we're waiting, and we're waiting. You're surprised I'm streaming at this hour, where normally I would be in bed if my wife was here. But my wife is down in San Diego with my 2 granddaughters and my niece. It's my niece's 21st birthday. So they're all down there having a good time. And basically my wife went because she likes being with the grandbabies. You know, one of them's 2, one of them's 7. So it's a really wonderful time to be there. And me, I'm here taking care of the dogs so that we don't have to pay. My gosh, it's going to crash again. It doesn't like it when I'm uploading stuff. Paste. There's the other file, Jeff. We're going to try this again. I'm wondering, it's quite possible that I changed that to an ESL, that I compacted the form IDs and I changed it to ESL, which means if I'm changing that file and putting it in there, it may be out of range for being an ESL. So that might be why it's crashing on startup. So I may, if it crashes this time, I may have to open SSD edit and take the ESL flag off of it so that it would, it'll load. Also be aware that if you've changed yours to ESL, you may have to change it back to an ESP to recompact the form IDs to change it back to an ESL. And make a clean save in between there without it loaded. Just a heads up. But we'll see if this loads or not. It shouldn't change the form ID of it, I don't think. But we'll see. So right now we're at 4 gigs of VRAM. Should start filling up 4.4, 5.5, 6, 6, 7, 4, 8, 0, 8, 8, 8, 9, 10, 11. I should get around 12 to 13, 12, 6. Here we are. So let's get up. So don't thank me yet. We need to know that this is going to work, right? So let's get to a place here that's ground. And let's pull that weapon. Yeah, it does look good. I like the gold and silver. Cool weapon. All right. Cross your fingers. Hold on to your butts. Hey! 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 You know, if I still smoked, right? I would be celebrating right now. So celebrate for me, Jeff, okay? Because that didn't fall through the freaking floor. All right, tell me you love me. Oh, you don't have to tell me you love me. I'm not a genius. I just keep pounding on it until it works, man. Not a genius. But I would call that good. And you can see that you kind of have to look at, okay, well, there's there was a value that was set at 0 that needed to be set at that 65535 value. Now, I have no idea why it needs to be set at that, but that's what it needs to be set at in order to work and not fall through the world space. So setting it at that value. So checking on one that has the correct value is the way to find out, okay, well, what's different between one that works and the one that I created that's not working right. And then modify the one that you're working on to look like the one that works correctly, and then it will work in game. Oh, we dropped it. That means it's not favorited anymore. We need to refavorite that. And then we need to go here, and we need to go there, and we need to go here, and we need to go there, and we need to go yes, and there we go.
Ha!
All right, let's go beat something up. See if we still got our beautiful blood mapping. I'm not beating up the horse. I'm not beating up Kesh the Clean either. Well, anyhow, I hope that was educational for people and that maybe you learned something. Maybe you can start modifying things on your own and have fun and make things that you want. I would say it gets bloody. Blood mapping looking good. Okay, let's see if that wash that blood off is working. Is this water deep enough to swim in? Yeah, it is. Well, what do you know about that? Wash that blood off's working. Nice. Forgotten tomb. Alright, we're gonna do a little snipage. Snipage.
Focus.
Watch your language, girl. We get all 3 of them? Yeah, but there's more than 3. There was 5. And another my favorite. Nice Skyrim song to listen to later. Alright, well it's later. That slaughterfish had an awful lot on him. Okay, that one's empty. Tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna pull a weapon, so this is gonna go a little quicker. Won't play the animation if I have weapons drawn. There we go. All right, Jeff. I gotta check out the song here. Here comes the sunbird. That's pretty psychedelic.
Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Little darling, it feels like it.
Yeah,
Since
not
it's
my
been
favorite
years.
rendition.
Little darling.
Let me try the other one. It looks pretty psychedelic too. Oh no, it's the Moon Sugar song.
That's right. That's right. Moon sugar dropping to my feet.
Dropping to my feet. Oh. Sorry, I'm listening to this song in the background. I have never seen that. Okay, that was interesting. This is much more fun though. But thank you for the Moon Sugar song. That was pretty cool. Oh, are we crashing again? We're crashing. Let me check on that. I don't know why we're crashing. We were running really stable earlier today. Let's see what's showing up here. Not familiar with that number. BS lighting shader property. Mine wood beam. S3D plants, tundra shrub. And I have some form IDs. So yeah, I have no idea what that's about. Yes. Actually, he was a skooma addict. But yes, he had a skooma pipe in his room and he had a bunch of moon sugar and skooma laying around his room. I know him well. I played Morrowind. All right, so we're going to delete that because I don't know why that crashed. But I do want to check on if that's going to be a problem. And this will let me know. Actually, no, the first time I played that game, I didn't notice he had all that stuff in his room until after I kind of knew what skooma pipes and everything were after playing through the game for a while. Then I realized, hey, wait, this guy's a freaking skooma addict. So I'm looking for BDO complete collection. Armor collection. No, complete collection. That one. That says B3. It does not say FE. So I didn't change that one to, shouldn't be a problem. I didn't change that one to a light plug-in. Super immersive. I won't make that promise. Because I think I'm about done for today. I think I did what I was going to do. I don't know why my game was crashing just now. That was really strange. Probably because I'm messing around in the files. So we're going to get rid of that one. We can get rid of that one. We can take one more look at the spear that we did. Oh, no problem, dude. We did have some very talkative people show up tonight. I think they either had way too much coffee or way too much amphetamines. But it was interesting. Yeah, it looks much better with it cleaned up a little bit. And I am digging on the blood mapping. That came out nice. I'm surprised they don't overseas teens. They go, huh? It's lost in translation. Yeah, I don't know what the heck they were talking about. And I do like the collision that fits it much better. So now when this thing rolls down a hill, it'll roll on that collision. Very nice. That's not very difficult to do. I'm using the mesh that's here. So I'm using this mesh, right? And basically putting another one. So if I look at the one that says edge blood, that is the same mesh. It's exactly the same mesh, just slightly bigger. So the thing you have to remember about edge blood is if you go into transform and we go into edit and you look at this number right here, which is a scale, it's at 1.0015. So it's 1.5/100ths larger than the actual mesh that's here. Which means that it will display on top of the mesh rather than on the same plane as the mesh. If it's on the same plane as the mesh and not slightly bigger, it'll flicker because it won't know what to render. Render the mesh or render the blood map, the texture or the blood map that's on top of it. So it'll try to render both of them at the same time. And you'll end up with flickering blood on your weapon in game. So you have to make the blood map just slightly bigger than the actual mesh. And the way to do that is just by scaling it up by 1.5/100ths of a unit. All right. That's it for today, folks. If you don't retain it all, you can always watch this stream again. You go through it as many times as you have to pick up this information. This was a screenshot I took today. That's freaking cray-cray. $101 in Phoenix. Yeah, it's it actually cooled down here quite a bit. It is now 69 degrees. 69, dude. which means I can probably get to sleep if I turn a fan on and sleep on top of the covers. I want to see what that picture is because I'm pretty sure I took that one today. Yeah, I took that one today. And that one. Yeah, it's getting cut off because I was using print screen button and I should be using this, which is photo mode. There's a good boy. That was the other one I took. Of Miko. There's Aventus. Free falling. Having fun with that photo mode mod. I kind of like that armor, but it was not really something to battle in. That was good, but same armor my last character was wearing. Just say aloha. All right. Well, aloha is hello and goodbye. We're going to save that overwrite. And we just did a tutorial tonight is what we did. Mute the dog barking in game. You could replace the files. That would be the way to do it. All right, I'm going to try to kick the dogs out and get some rest. So thanks everybody for hanging out. And like I said, hopefully it was entertaining and educational. And Jeff, you now have a spear that has blood mapping and better textures and better collision. So that armor was perfect magic. All right. Yeah, she looked good in it. I'll give her that. But I think it was, I had to put something around her neck though because she's a CBBE and that was UUNP body. That's why she was very well endowed in that armor. All right. Take it easy, guys. We'll catch you on the next one.